Y'all, Miss Netta has a movie out, okay? So if you've been living under a rock, Charles, your dinner's ready. The Miss Netta and Charles really kind of blew up. I'm going to say, what, like year before last? They're kind of simmering down now, but content creators. I actually was following Mrs. Netta or Miss Netta when she was a little bit bigger, or he. I think he goes by he, but he was doing the prank phone calls, and Charles wasn't on the videos. So um, that's when I started following Miss Netta before she blew up. I'm just gonna say she. It's just easier. Before she blew up, and then I forgot. I guess one of their videos just went viral, and they, were hot for a while. So I'm scrolling Tubi, and I see this movie called Dinner at the Parkers with Miss Netta on the cover. I'm like, Lord, they done put Miss Netta in a movie. I listen. I'm gonna say this. This movie is so country, like, and that's not an insult, but it's just funny because it's just country as hell. Like, it's giving Arkansas, it's giving West Tennessee. I don't know where it takes place. I don't even remember where Miss Netta and Charles are from. I want to say Alabama. Don't quote me. But this is a comedy, and I said, you know what, that suits Miss Netta because, I can definitely see her in a comedy, and Charles too, right? I don't think I could see them as something serious. So, the movie's is self-explanatory. Dinner at the Parkers, basically. They're having a get together, whatever. The family matriarch died. I think it says a year later on in the movie. So they have the grandmama died. Now listen, whoever did the damn makeup on the grandmama, I'm like, is this movie supposed to be a horror movie or a comedy? Because that scared the hell out of me. Look at it. Look. That I was and then the voice, whoever was voicing the grandma, it was sounding like it wasn't even coming from her body. And I'm like, girl, who did the makeup? So the grandma just died on the couch. And Miss that's not funny, but it's a movie, so I could laugh. So it is funny, I guess, then. So Miss Netta was just a talking, and she was like, right, blah, blah, blah. And the granny just hunched over on the couch. I'm like, Lord. So when I was watching this, it kind of put me in the mind of Cookout. If you ever seen a movie Cookout with Queen Latifah, and it's a few heavy hitters in there. Megan Good. If you are an 80s baby and you grew up in the 2000s, there was these they weren't twins, but they were brothers. They were real big. One of them starred in The Nutty Professor as Hercules, the one she was doing that to. They were in there. But that's what it reminded me of because it's like, you got different family members, everybody has different personalities. And I think there was you had two girls that were supposed to be like, I guess, the quote unquote villains of the movie. Like, I think they weren't supposed to be there or something, or they was stealing food or something. But I love coming from the South. I love a good old country music. I said this movie is countrier than a mason jar. Like, I ain't lying. Like, but you know what? I'll say this, and we all know this just from watching Miss Netta um, content. She does do pretty well with comedy. And, Charles, he's just funny because he's just so like monotone a lot. So his funniness, that's not the word I'm listening for. His humor is with him just being kind of like, they be making fun of Charles saying he's slow and stuff. I don't know, man. I don't think he is. Do you think their relationship is like for real though? Or do you think it's just like for show? Because excuse me, y'all. Ooh, excuse me. Because I know they got married and they had like a little ceremony and everything, and they, like I said, they blew up from the Charles, your dinner's ready. And Miss Netta's always cooking him different little foods and everything like that. Some other stuff Miss Netta is known for is getting told off, getting into it with certain content creators. Like she got into it with this white dude. I forgot his name, but it was so funny because she was like, you what did she say that man? I don't know. She was cussing his ass out. It was funny. But they made up, and then Tia Kemp called in on her live and roasted her to death. And after a while, Mrs. Netta was just like, you know what, go ahead and just get it on out. And Miss Netta was just looking at the camera, how Tia Kemp was going off. So, Mrs. Netta and Charles have had a good run. I said it was nice to see them on a little comedy movie. Now, I don't like calling things low budget, but it is what it is. And I do try to show grace to low budget films because I understand it costs money. It costs money for lighting, volume. I'll say this though, I'm so tired of computer animated stuff because not too long after the movie came on, Miss Netta was cooking some and it was, burning. But they had this computer animated smoke where, like, I'm trying to explain it. I'm gonna see if I can maybe get a still shot in here, but you won't really be able to tell on a still shot. You need to watch it in motion. But you could see the smoke, right? And it just literally looked like they took like a picture of smoke and just like layered it over the film. Like it wasn't moving, it wasn't swirling and nothing. It was just sitting there. I'm like, come on, man. I say y'all would have been better off just burning some shit for real. Like all you gotta do is just, won't you get some food that's gone bad or something you don't mind burning up. Throw it in the oven, put it on 400 degrees, and just let it burn. And that could have been part of the movie. Like, I understand. Like, this is my thing, and I'm going off topic here a little bit, but I feel like AI is making people lazy. I'm not going to say that they used AI smoke, but it's like, I'd rather have y'all burnt some stuff up for real. Okay? Get a fire extinguisher, put it to the side. Accidents happen. But I'm just saying, y'all couldn't make y'all own smoke for the movie. It don't cost that. Like I said, that's free. Burn some shit up so we can see some real smoke. That was my only complaint. Because like I said, I show grace to smaller films. But I mean, other than that, like if you just want to watch something that's laid back, chill, and you kind of like, I wouldn't call it slapstick comedy. Past the grandmama part, it wasn't really slapstick. It was just, like if you like stuff like Cookout, the movie Cookout, if you like stuff like um, Friday, and before y'all say anything, I'm not comparing it to Friday. I'm just saying if you like that type of comedy where there's a bunch of different characters, different personalities, there's a bunch of stuff going on, like simultaneously. That's what I mean. So don't get in my comments about some, how you gonna compare that to Friday? I'm just talking about that part. If you like that kind of stuff and you got 52 minutes to kill, go ahead and put on Dinner with the Parkers. Uh, and let me know what y'all think about it. I don't think I put quote unquote spoilers in this too much. There's not really much to spoil with this kind of thing. It's just a family get together and different folks showing up, and it's country as hell. Shout out to my 213 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed, but you can hit that button for me. I very much appreciate it. Peace and blessings to every last one of you watching. Until next time.